What happiness really is, psychology finally explains it. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? Think about it for a moment. You spend your whole life chasing something you can't see, can't touch, and can't hold on to. A better job, more money, perfect relationships, the dream body, the dream life. Yet somehow, no matter how much you achieve, the feeling never lasts. It slips through your fingers like water, leaving you wondering, why? Why can't I stay happy? Here's the strange part. Psychology has discovered that your brain is designed to take happiness away from you. Not because it hates you. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your brain was built for survival, not satisfaction. It gives you a burst of joy, just enough to make you chase the next reward. Then it resets, every single time. That's why the excitement fades. That's why the high disappears. That's why even the things you once dreamed of eventually feel normal. But here's the real mystery. If happiness isn't found in success, money, beauty, or achievements, if your brain keeps resetting your happiness levels, if pleasure always fades, then what is real happiness? Where does it come from? And why does psychology say that most people spend their entire lives chasing the wrong thing? Because the truth is this: happiness isn't an emotion, it's not a moment, it's not a destination, it's something far deeper, something your brain hides in a place almost no one looks. And by the end of this video, you will understand what happiness truly is, and why you've been searching for it in all the wrong places. Happiness. It's the one thing every human being is desperately trying to find, yet almost no one can clearly define. We wake up every morning and make hundreds of decisions: what to wear, who to talk to, what to work on, what to avoid, all guided by one silent question in the back of our mind: will this make me happier? But here's the strange thing. Even after thousands of years of human evolution, after millions of books, quotes, religions, self-help videos, and inspirational speeches, most people still feel like happiness keeps slipping through their fingers. Some people think happiness is excitement. Some think it's peace. Some think it's a success. Some think it's love. And some people aren't sure they've ever truly felt it at all. But why? Why is the one thing we want the most also the one thing we understand the least? Psychologists have been trying to answer this question for decades. And what they discovered is uncomfortable. Most of what we believe about happiness is wrong. From childhood, we're taught a simple formula. If you achieve enough, earn enough, and become enough, then you'll be happy. But life doesn't work that way, does it? Because the promotion you dreamed of stops feeling special after a few weeks. The relationship you once prayed for becomes normal. The lifestyle you idolize becomes routine, and the things that once excited you don't feel the same anymore. And so we blame ourselves. We think, maybe I need more, maybe I'm not grateful enough, maybe I'm the problem. But what if you're not the problem at all? What if the problem is that you were taught the wrong definition of happiness your whole life? What if happiness isn't something you find, or something you earn, or something you achieve, but something entirely different, something deeper, quieter, and more human? In the next few minutes, we're going to uncover the truth psychology has been hinting at for years. A truth that explains why happiness fades. A truth that explains why success doesn't fix everything. A truth that explains why so many people feel empty, even when life looks good from the outside. And once you understand this truth, you will never look at happiness or your own life the same way again. Before psychology uncovered the truth about happiness, most people lived inside a quiet illusion, an illusion that shaped their choices, their relationships, and even their identity. Let's start with a simple moment you've probably lived many times. You tell yourself, if I just get this one thing, then I'll be happy. Maybe it was a new phone, a new job, a vacation, a person you wanted to impress, a goal you chased for months. And for a moment you did feel something, a spark, a rush, a little burst of excitement that made the world feel lighter. But then it faded. Not dramatically, not suddenly, just slowly, like a fire losing oxygen. You wake up one morning, look at the thing you once wanted so badly and feel nothing. It becomes part of your normal life, almost invisible. And you begin the cycle again, a new desire, a new chase, a new, maybe this will finally make me happy. Psychologists actually have a name for this cycle, the hedonic treadmill. It means you run harder and harder toward happiness, but you don't actually move anywhere, because your brain keeps adjusting to everything you achieve. But here's the part no one tells you. This cycle doesn't just drain your happiness, it shapes your entire identity. You start believing happiness is always somewhere in the future, somewhere outside yourself, somewhere you haven't reached yet, and so you keep running. You run into relationships hoping someone else will complete you. You run into achievements hoping society will validate you. You run into distractions hoping they will numb the emptiness, but deep down, you feel something is missing. This is where psychology steps in. Because researchers notice something strange. Some people, even with very little, seem deeply content. Meanwhile, others, even with money, success, and admiration, felt lost, empty, or unsatisfied. Why? What separates these two types of people? How can someone with less feel more? And how can someone who has everything still feel nothing? This is where the real story of happiness begins. A story that reveals the hidden forces inside your mind, forces that quietly shape your mood, your desires, and your sense of meaning. And once you understand these forces, you'll finally understand why happiness feels so fragile, and why maybe it's not what you think it is at all. To understand the truth about happiness, psychologists began studying people who seemed unusually fulfilled, people who radiated peace even in difficulty, who carried a softness in their eyes instead of the constant tension most of us feel. What they discovered was shocking. These people weren't happier because their lives were easier. They weren't luckier. They weren't born with secret advantages. They simply understood one thing: happiness isn't an emotion, it's a psychological skill. And here's where the conflict begins, because the modern world trains us in the exact opposite direction. We're told happiness comes from more achievements, more money, more attention, more comfort, more dopamine. But psychology found something uncomfortable. The more you chase happiness externally, the more internally unstable you become. This is because your brain adapts quickly to pleasure. Every reward loses its power. Every high becomes normal. And then you need another one, and another. It's the same mechanism seen in addiction. Not extreme addiction, but subtle daily addiction to stimulation, validation, and instant gratification. Dopamine, the wanting chemical, pulls you forward like a leash. But dopamine never cares about satisfaction, only craving. So you chase and chase and chase until you forget how to simply be. Here's the turning point. In multiple psychological studies from Harvard, Stanford, and the work of Daniel Kahneman, researchers discovered that true happiness is strongly linked to something most people ignore: attention. Not an achievement, not wealth, not comfort, attention, because where your attention goes, your emotional reality follows. Unhappy people let their attention get hijacked by comparison, by fear, by desire, by imagined futures that never arrive. Happy people guide their attention like a muscle, a discipline, a choice. But then psychologists stumbled on something even deeper. The human brain is wired with two competing systems, one that seeks survival through control, and one that experiences life through presence. And most people, without knowing it, are trapped in the first. This is the inner conflict of happiness, a tug-of-war between a brain designed for danger and a world where danger barely exists. So if happiness is a skill, the question becomes, what exactly are we supposed to train? And this discovery leads to the most surprising revelation of all. Now comes the moment that changes everything, the part where psychology strips away the myths we've been taught about happiness. Here's the shocking truth. Happiness is not something you chase. It is not a goal, a reward, or a feeling that arrives after achieving something. It is a state your brain creates when you stop running and start noticing. Think about that for a second. Your brain is constantly scanning for danger. It's constantly predicting outcomes. It's constantly measuring, comparing, and calculating. This is why most of us feel like happiness is always just out of reach. Because we're living in our brain's future simulations, imagining what could go wrong, what we should have, or what we could get next. But psychologists discovered that happiness arises when your attention settles in the present moment, when the mind stops chasing and starts experiencing. This is why people with very little can be genuinely content, while those with everything feel empty. The research calls this flow or serotonin-based happiness, a quiet, steady feeling that grows from connection, meaning, and presence. Dopamine highs, the excitement from winning, buying, or achieving, are fleeting. Serotonin happiness, the warmth from gratitude, purpose, and mindful awareness, lasts. It is not flashy. It is not loud. It does not require external validation. And here's the twist your brain doesn't tell you. Your brain was never meant to make you happy all the time. It was designed to keep you alive, alert, and moving toward survival. Pleasure is a nudge, not a destination. Happiness is a byproduct of living aligned with your values, noticing life's small moments and guiding your attention consciously. Once you see this, the entire picture shifts. Happiness is not in the next promotion, relationship, or achievement. It's in the calm awareness of this moment. It's in the connection you have with another person. It's in small victories, curiosity, and the ability to fully feel life even when it's imperfect. The real aha moment is this: happiness has been inside you the whole time. Not as an emotion to chase, but as a way of experiencing life. It was never outside. It was never in the future. It was waiting in the quiet space of your attention, your choices, and your presence. And once you understand this, everything changes. The chase stops, the dissatisfaction fades. The subtle, profound joy of simply living begins. Now that we've uncovered the hidden mechanics of happiness, it's time to reflect on what this means for everyday life. The first truth is liberating. You have been chasing the wrong thing all along. It's not your fault. Society, culture, and even your own brain trained you to believe that happiness lives in achievements, possessions, or external validation. But the momentary bursts of joy those things give are just that, bursts. They are fleeting, and your brain quickly adapts, leaving you craving the next hit. The second truth is empowering. Happiness is a skill you can cultivate. It's not about acquiring more. It's about guiding your attention, appreciating the present, and aligning your actions with your values. Psychology shows that the small daily choices, noticing what you have, connecting deeply with people, practicing gratitude, and embracing challenges, gradually rewire your brain to experience lasting contentment. And the final truth is profound. Happiness is already inside you. It's not waiting at the end of some distant goal or milestone. It is embedded in ordinary moments, a smile from a friend, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the satisfaction of creating something meaningful. Your brain is capable of producing this subtle, enduring happiness, but only when you stop chasing and start living consciously. The lesson is simple, yet transformative. Happiness is not a destination, it's a way of being. By understanding the psychology of our minds, we can step off the endless treadmill of desire and discover a life that feels full, rich and genuinely joyful, not in flashes but in the quiet, steady moments that we often overlook. Once you grasp this truth, everything changes. You stop seeking externally. You stop blaming yourself. And you finally start experiencing the happiness that has been waiting for you all along, right here in the present. So here's the final truth. Happiness isn't a destination, a possession, or a momentary thrill. It's not something to chase or earn. It is a way of experiencing life, a skill your brain can cultivate if you guide your attention, embrace presence, and align with what truly matters. This means the chase for the perfect life, the next big thing, or the constant comparison to others is futile. The real joy, the kind that lasts, comes quietly, in simple moments of awareness, gratitude, and connection. It's subtle, it's steady, and it's available to you right now. The choice is yours. You can keep running after fleeting highs, or you can pause, notice, and practice the small habits that allow your brain to produce lasting contentment. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden truths of the mind, make sure to explore more with us. There's a whole world of psychological secrets waiting about motivation, relationships, self-deception, and even love that can transform how you live. Remember this: Happiness isn't something you find. It's something you notice. If you're ready to see more of the mind's hidden patterns and unlock your potential, hit subscribe and dive deeper into the psychology that shapes every thought, emotion, and decision you make.